Hey guys, it's Rad here with Rad Repro. I want to show you some of the cool stuff I got going on in the shop right now. I'm working on Sega Master System stuff, and the reason I'm working on Sega Master System is because I'm finding something really interesting about it. A friend turned me on to this, but inside of some, say 20 or so Sega Master System games, is this hidden audio that sounds as good as Sega Genesis, if you could believe that. I've always thought the Sega Master System had kind of primitive audio. I guess a lot of people in America agreed with me and never really caught on here, but in Japan it was huge. And in Japan, they got a little add-on for their Sega Master System that unlocked this extra audio that's inside all of these carts that made it sound as good as Sega Genesis. But of course, the system never caught on. Here in the US, we never got that add-on, so it kind of faded away. But I always preferred the sound of the NES. But when you have this FM audio in these Sega Master System carts, it sounds as good, if not better, than NES. I'd say it sounds as good as Sega Genesis. So here I've got a copy of Phantasy Star for Sega Master System, and this one's got the FM audio unlocked. The other one I've got right now going on is Sonic the Hedgehog for Master System, both of them with the FM audio unlocked. But if you buy them from my shop and plug them into your power base converter or your original Sega Master System, you're not going to hear that audio, so it's kind of pointless for you to buy them unless you have this add-on. This guy online, it's the website's DB Electronics, but he's made a new version of the power base converter that's actually shrunken down to the size of the cartridge. If you remember the power base converter, it's an add-on that plugs into the top of the Sega Genesis, lets you play old Sega Master System games on that. And it looked like that. There's a picture of it there. It might be a little hard to see, but it's a big add-on that sat on top of the system. This guy shrunk it down to cartridge size. And when you buy it from DB Electronics, you just get a board. So I made a special cart shell for it. I cut the top out and made this nice label for it. Made it look kind of Sega-like. It looks like it might have come from Sega. I don't know, but I think it's pretty good. Same thing with the box. I made the box look like, a very classic-looking Sega-style box. But this is it. You plug this guy in, and you play it with this, and then this unlocks the FM audio in the carts. This is the only add-on you can get that actually does that for the US anyhow. So if I take my copy of Phantasy Star for Sega Master System and plug him into the top of this cart, and then plug that into the Genesis, you'll hear FM audio. But first, I'm going to give you a little sample of what it sounds like originally without the FM audio, so you can kind of remember what it sounded like back then. So if I take and hold down the pause button, and then turn it on with the pause button held, it'll default to the original audio. Okay, so that's Phantasy Star as you probably remember it if you played it in the US. Ingrain that in your brain a little bit, and then I'm gonna turn this off, turn it back on, and give you the FM audio. So as you can tell, there's now a beautiful bass line going on back there, and it's just a much richer sound. Sounds a lot like Sega Genesis, doesn't it? So I think it's pretty good. It's a neat add-on, so I started making repros of these games so you can get an idea of what they sound like. So I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to get rid of Phantasy Star, put him back in his case, and we're going to move on to Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's plug Sonic into the power base converter FM, power that on, and again, I'm going to give you a sample with the pause button down so you can kind of hear the difference. This is without FM audio. Okay, so if you've played Sonic on Sega Master System, you kind of know what this sounds like. So let's go to FM audio. So again, much better, much richer sound, nice bass line going on in the background, but you're only going to hear this stuff if you've got this FM audio power base converter. So DB Electronics has that. I'm eventually going to order a bulk from him and make them for sale on Rad Repro as well, just so you guys can buy these as a set. You can buy one of the games and then buy this along with it and get some kind of a discounted price, that kind of thing. So that's it, FM audio. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out the shop at repro.rad.tv. And my podcast is at podcast.rad.tv. I talk about some of this stuff on the podcast as well. And there's going to be a lot more videos like this. I'm going to showcase some of the other cool stuff I've got going on. Just weird stuff. Like, you never saw any of this in the real world, at least in the U.S. anyway. So I want to get it out into the world and let people enjoy it hopefully as much as I do. So this is Rad signing out. Check you next time.